Welcome to part 2. Now, I need to apologize to you if you expected to come to a video and get instant coffee. Get all the tricks, get all the secrets, get all the ideas in one short video. Had I done that, I would be lying to you. I'd be giving you things which are not true. I must also confess that when I started this, I thought I would be able to put it all into one very long video, maybe 28 minutes, 30 minutes. However, I quickly realized that there's some basic things which many people may not know and which may trip you up in this mission of yours to invest your first 100 shillings. And so with that in mind, please be very patient with me. Now for this particular series, I want to focus on people who either have a job or jobless people who do odd jobs now and then, and they earn money from what they do. They earn money from the work of their hands. Those are the people I'll stick to. Of course, this will also be very useful to people already doing business. But my focus is on the vast majority, because the vast majority are not doing business. They're employed somewhere else, or they're jobless and doing odd jobs. I'm assuming that now you've already seen what you want. Or when you finish watching these sets of videos, you will start to see what you want, because that's the first step. Now that you have seen what you want, because you really need to be inspired, you really need the motivation to be able to build up your savings from zero. And so before you even think of your first investment, because I've given you the rule, the golden rule with all investments, never invest something that you cannot afford to lose. Now you cannot afford to lose all the money you earned. You did an odd job somewhere, you are paid 500, you invest all of it. You can't afford to lose that 500 because you have other needs. You have to live, you have to eat. And even if you're staying with your parents or you live with your generous uncle or auntie, and they provide food and shelter and everything else, you cannot afford to lose that 500 you earned from your odd job. Because the truth is, there's a very high likelihood it will destroy you. How will it destroy you? Because if you invest that money and you lose it, guess what? It is highly unlikely that you'll ever invest again. And therefore you lose a golden opportunity to enhance and develop and improve your life. And so you've earned this money. You've earned 500. Maybe you already have your needs taken care of. Invest 400 and keep 100. At this stage, your focus should be on how to earn, so that you build up your savings. Because you want to invest 100 shillings. You cannot invest 100 shillings until you have 1,000 saved. Money which you're not going to touch today, tomorrow, or ever. And so focus on those odd jobs. Focus on your job. Maybe you're employed. Now the way to focus on your job is to look for ways to save money. To cut down your costs so that you can build up on your savings. So for instance, if you always buy lunch every day, when you're working, carry packed lunch. Don't care what people think at the office. Carry packed lunch. And that lunch money, every day save it. Now I can hear somebody telling me, Chris, I've tried that, it never worked. It is so hard. Well, let me take you back to the first step. What image is on your mind? That's what needs to motivate you and keep you going. Because I didn't tell you this is going to be easy. Although it is much easier than you think. And so if you're working somewhere, we are about in the middle of the month, and you're going to receive a salary at the end of the month, start thinking very radically about how to cut down on your costs, how to save. There are many amazing ideas online on how you can maintain your current standard of living, how you can maintain the way you live without changing very much, but end up saving a lot of money. Even if you like going to bars over the weekend, and your social life is important to you, adjust. Buy cheap alcohol and drink it at home, with your family and your wife. Do something else for entertainment. Watch movies as you drink your cheap alcohol, because this is your life we're talking about. This is serious business. Now it is very important that whatever money you save, you do not save with the mindset that, in case I have a problem, I will borrow from my savings. No way. Instead of saving a huge percentage, stick to a low percentage. Save 10% or even 5%. But the rule is, don't touch it. Look at your savings as your net worth, and you want your net worth to grow all the time, not to go behind, because you're supposed to be fruitful. You're supposed to multiply. That is the rule of the universe. If you find yourself in a situation where you have no other option absolutely but to borrow from your savings, pay back with an interest so that you feel the pain, and make the interest very hefty, 20%, 30%. And so if you borrow 100 shillings from your savings, pay back 130 or even 150 so that you feel the pain, and next time avoid touching your savings. This is very important. Now the golden rule here, which will revolutionize everything, is the first rule I gave you. Never invest something you cannot afford to lose. So what that means is that even as you continue to invest, whether or not you're successful in your investments, your savings must continue to grow. And you must keep the two completely separate. If you can master this, I assure you, you will succeed. And you'll be totally shocked and amazed. In just 3 months of practicing these principles, your life will have changed so dramatically you won't believe. So, we're talking about investments. And now we know your source of investments is your savings and nowhere else. And so you've managed to save this 1,000 shillings. So you take out 100 shillings. You keep your 900 shillings very safe, very intact wherever you're keeping it. And now you must grow your 100 shillings. So let's look at a few ideas. Now that you've moved from your savings to investment, you need to change your mindset again. Remember the rule, with your savings, is that never invest something you cannot afford to lose. But now that you're in the investment stage, now that you've taken out that 100 shillings and you're ready to invest it, your mind has to change. It has to change from I can afford to lose this to I cannot afford to lose this. That is what you must tell yourself. Because if you move carelessly, you say, I can afford to lose this money, therefore I can be very casual about how I invest it. I don't really care whether I make money or not. No. That is why you must change your mindset. As far as your rules of money are concerned, this is money you can afford to lose. However, now that you're an investor, you do not want to invest your money where you're going to lose it. You're going to try your best. However, there's the element of risk. So because of the element of risk, you know that it's not guaranteed 100% that your investment will give you back your money or even earn you any money. In fact, the risk factor says chances are very high you'll lose everything. You'll lose the whole 100 shillings without getting anything back. However, you're very determined as you invest that this money you will not lose, that this money you'll earn something from it. I hope you've fully understood what I'm trying to say, because you've changed caps. You have removed the heart of the person who has saved, and you've put on the heart of the investor. And this is important so that you increase dramatically your chances of getting a return on your investment. I'm sure you've heard in the news that something has happened in Kenya, investors are jittery, they're fearing to invest, and therefore no jobs can be created because investors don't want to come into the country. And I'm sure it has crossed your mind, these investors are sissies. Something small like that happens, they're already shaking in their boots. Well, that is the right mindset of an investor. You need to be very sensitive because this is your hard-earned money. And there are times you lose it, but you want to do everything in your power to ensure you do not lose it. So I will start with the idea that is bound to give you the highest possible return from your 100 shillings. It is something you can easily do in your spare time. It is something you can easily do if you're employed somewhere. Even if you're a humble house help, very busy with the children the whole day, it is something you can do. And this is vertical sack farming. What is vertical sack farming? Very simply put, you grow things in a sack. So you take your 100 shillings and you go and buy seedlings for sukuma wiki, kales, or spinach. Or if you're in a terrible hurry and you can find somebody who has a nursery who has already grown the seedlings and is selling the plants, the very small sensitive plants that have already grown in a nursery, which you can take and then replant in your sack, then you can do that. This is quicker, but it has a higher risk factor. So the best thing is to start from scratch with seedlings. Get as much information as you can on the seedlings, on the particular variety you want to buy. We are very lucky in the times we live. You can use the internet, get a lot of information. This will help you, because you're learning the skills of an investor, that you'll never be casual again. In any investment you do, you research and you research and you research again, because you don't want to lose your money. You want to limit the chances of losing your money. You want to learn as much as possible from the people who invested in what you want to invest and it went wrong. You want to know what went wrong with them so that you don't repeat the same. You don't reinvent the wheel. You learn from them so that wherever you start already with experience. Although you have no experience, you learn from others. Now it is easy to get sacks. Some people recommend you buy some special sacks that will last a long time. However, you only have 100 shillings and therefore you need to improvise. Get any sack. You may be lucky that you know where some sacks are lying around. If not, buy a sack from somewhere. Buy a few sacks from somewhere. And then take the seedlings and make maximum use of the space in the sack, without compromising the quality of your crop. Again, do some research and find out, how close you can plant them together and get away with it. Now you live somewhere, you usually have a bath, dishes are washed, there's a lot of water which is wasted. Although soapy water is not good for crops, there's a way you can separate soap from water. You just use common salt. Again, do some research. Wherever you're living, find a cheap source of water, because that's important for this project. Now inside the sack, you'll mix soil with manure. Manure either from cows, cow dung, or goats, or whatever. Chicken is a bit dangerous, because it's very strong, But if you use cow dung, or even from goats, you should mix them in a ratio of 1:1. That means 1 bucket of soil, the exact amount in manure, and mix them very well inside the sack. Now spinach takes about a month. Kales, or sukuma wiki as we call them in Kenya, takes slightly longer, I think 1.5 months. But once you start harvesting, you can be harvesting every week. Everybody needs vegetables. Sell them to neighbors. Sell them to where you normally buy your vegetables. You will have plenty of time to ask around and to find out who will buy your crop as it's growing. Actually, there are many tiny details you'll need to figure out with this idea, but I've given you the basic idea. Now, how much will you earn from this? Now, this is another very important part of learning how to invest your money. And you need to pay very careful attention to what I'm about to say. Now, my calculations, and I don't think they're wrong. If they're wrong, maybe they could be off by 50 bob or 100 shillings. Is that if you invest 100 shillings into spinach, and grow them in sacks, you should be able to earn 500. So 500 shillings, you remove your initial investment of 100, you've earned 400. Now you might say, gosh, Chris, that's so boring. 100 shillings make 500. I'll grow old trying to get rich. Now hold on a bit. Open your eyes, and slow down. Now, this return on investment is very huge because you've multiplied your 100 shillings 5 times to 500. Now, this is very important. This is a very lucrative investment because going forward, a lot of the other ideas, you'll be very lucky to get 20% or 25% or 30%. And the reason why it is significant is you have multiplied your money by 5 times. So what that means is that if 100 shillings can give you 500, theoretically, 1,000 shillings will give you 5,000. And 10,000 shillings will give you 50,000. And 100,000 shillings will give you 500,000 within 1 month. That, my friends, is the way an investor thinks. You don't look at things on the surface. You look at them deeper. And you always think of multiplying. Being fruitful. Not only being fruitful, but multiplying. Multiplication. Remember what the manufacturer's handbook told us? Be fruitful and multiply. Now, there's also something else that will have happened at the end of your first month or so of investing, of making your very first 100 shillings investment. You'll have learnt a lot. You would have become an expert on how to grow kales, or spinach, on sacks. You'll also be quite knowledgeable on how to sell it. You see, life does not happen by magic. You need to learn the skills. And guess what? In this particular case, we did not invest the whole 1,000 shillings. So in case you do your first 100 and it doesn't quite work, you've not lost all your savings. You've only lost 100 shillings. But if you've gained, what I would do is I take 100 shillings from my 500 shillings, which I earned, and put it back in my savings. And the 400 shillings, I reinvest in the same thing that I was doing, of which I'm now an expert. And that way, I grow this investment while I continue to grow my savings. So if tomorrow something bad happens and I lose all my investments, my savings are not touched. They're still growing. Maybe the second month I put in 200 or 300. I earned much more, 800, 900, whatever. I put in another 200 into my savings and I continue to reinvest. You're getting the gist of what I'm saying. Investments and savings are completely separate. And your savings must keep growing, fed by your main source of income, probably your job. And if investments work out, also fed by your investments. And as your savings grow, you can make bigger investments because you have started with a very humble 100 shilling investment. As you grow, you'll be able to invest 50,000, 100,000. Because you have 1 million, you can invest 100,000. But guess what? You have learnt a lot on the way. The same caution, the same effort you put in getting as much knowledge as possible in investing your 100 will help you greatly as you invest your 100,000. Now I'm afraid yet again we've run out of time, but we will do another part 3 of this video. I hope I've already helped you a great deal. I hope also the people who have got a lot more money to invest have learned something and can be able to apply these basics to whatever they want to invest in. Now going forward, of course, I'll be giving you many more ideas. I have another idea of how you can invest 100 in case you don't like this one, or in case for some reason you cannot do this one. In the next video, I'll give you another idea for investing only 100 shillings, $1. And I will also give you the secret of compound interest, which enable your investments to grow much faster than you can imagine. So that guaranteed, within 3 months of starting this program, your life will have changed forever. And you will have money. And whether or not you have a job, you will have money. Because the truth is, you are not born to be poor, or to lack money, or to lack investments and savings. You are born to be fruitful and to multiply. So I'm really looking forward to that next video. Make sure you catch it. I should be able to produce it in a day or 2. But meanwhile, there's plenty to digest in these 2 first videos. Until next time, this is Kshs, Kumekucha.